What's up, Goofy? Welcome to the Father Figure Fighter Friends podcast, also known as 4Fs. How you guys doing?
Good.
Pretty good. All right. So I'm here with my partner, always, Mr. Luis Valdez.
Yep.
One of my oldest friends,
Yep.
Mr. Jon Levy.
Yep.
Luis Valdez, co-owner of Pugilist Gym. And what are you into lately, bro?
Just bodyguard stuff, man. Still doing the same old thing right now.
Bodyguard stuff?
Yeah, just a bodyguard.
How's that?
Sucks. Honestly, fucking
That's not good.
no, it sucks. It's like the worst industry ever.
Can we just say that working in general sucks?
Working in general sucks, and then just working off of someone else's timeline is the worst thing ever, bro.
Yeah.
Like, your clock doesn't belong to you anymore.
No.
Just basically hand it to the person you work for. It's the worst.
Yeah, man. Honestly, like after having my second kid, I just been thinking of like ways that I can make money and stay home with my daughter. That's all I want to do.
For sure.
That's all I want to do. I want to spend more time with her. Yes, I want time to do jujitsu. Yes, I want time to lift weights, but I want to take my daughter with me. I just want to spend more time with her, right? So this is kind of why we have a podcast right now. This is kind of why I've been kind of digging more into the content stuff, because this is stuff that I don't need to be stuck at a 9 to 5. I can kind of do it. I've been having thoughts that are kind of weird, and I'm going to share them with you guys, and you guys tell me if I need to be
I think it'll just stay between
admitted
us.
into the psych. Between us. Yeah. But you guys can tell me if I need to be admitted to the psych ward, because my goal is to I want to empower fathers, to, when you become a dad, right? How much free time do you guys have?
Free time?
Yeah.
Hardly any.
So when I had one, I thought I had no free time. Now I have two. There's nothing, right? I'm lucky if I get to sleep. So I started building a home gym here, and then I've been working with kettlebells. So that gives me I can get a good workout in 15, 30 minutes, right? So I started thinking well, this is good for fathers. They could follow me. Maybe I can give them some tips and they can work out. I'm over 40 and I'm in pretty good shape. Maybe, I can help out and make fathers stronger, because let's be real, what's the most important job in the world?
Raising your kids.
Yeah.
Every single problem in this world is due to the fact that people didn't raise their kids right.
Yeah.
Every single time you see a guy in prison, the statistics on single families, right?
Yeah.
The guy's in jail, no father.
No father.
Right? When a woman has issues, what do they say?
I don't have a dad. Daddy issues.
Daddy issues, right? So, if you want the next generation to be good, you got to raise those kids right.
That's deep, because that goes very deep as far as our society now. Both parents have to go to afford living now. Both parents have to work.
Yeah, exactly. I went from being middle class to poor in 4 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't understand. I busted my ass so that we could make $100,000, $200,000, and in California that's considered low income.
I was making, when I was at the top of my bodyguard career, I was almost making 200 grand, and I still couldn't make ends meet. Well, I do have a lot of people to take care of, but with the taxes, you get killed. When you're trying to pay a rent for a family that's greater than 4 people, you're kind of fucked.
Go grocery shopping. Go pump gas. You know what I mean? It's hard. So I start thinking, and I'm getting down this rabbit hole, and then some things have happened. We're gonna get to that. Okay, I'm sorry guys, I'm taking you the long way, but we're gonna get to that. But I started thinking well, this is what I want, but what am I willing to sacrifice for it? Right? Am I willing to compromise my morals? Am I willing to compromise my dignity? Am I willing to do things that I wouldn't normally do for views, for likes, to make more money, right? Are you guys familiar with Perez Hilton?
Yeah.
Yes.
Super
I heard
sad.
about that.
Did you hear about what happened to that guy?
Yeah, it was, being in that industry myself, being around all these people, that's extremely prevalent. The type of trauma that they go to be where they are, as far as finances and fame, they do sacrifice themselves spiritually to be in those places.
So do you know what Perez Hilton calls himself?
No.
Oh, no.
He has a nickname?
He calls himself the first influencer.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I had no idea.
First influencer. Do you know who the first influencer is?
No.
Satan, right? In the Garden of Eden, there was a serpent, that influenced Eve to eat the apple.
Yeah.
Right? And like when I think about it, I think of it like as a father, right? Like so someone influenced my daughter to do something.
Yeah.
And I'm coming down as the father heated, like, what?
Right.
I told you to do this. I told you not to eat from this tree. Like, why would you not follow me? Why would you not follow my word? Why would you not do what I asked you to do, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, well, it was actually Adam that answered and said, well, you know, she was influenced, right? So that's the first influencer. And that wasn't the last time he came up, right? Let's talk about Moses. Moses goes up to Mount Sinai. He released the people from bondage. He went up to go get the 10 Commandments. As he's coming down, he hears laughter, he hears partying, he hears fornication.
Yeah.
Okay? Someone influenced that crowd, influenced Aaron to go and worship what?
Idols.
What were the idols made of?
Gold.
Idols are made of gold. So to this day, there are people that are selling their connection with the Lord for gold.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to be one of those people.
Yeah.
Right? So recently, you know, I came across some sparring footage, right, of a guy who just seems to bring the worst out of people. Okay, he's just like he's got a really his personality is toxic. That's all I'm gonna say, right? The guy's name Azoulay, right? So my problem with the guy, okay, and there's a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm not gonna touch on it because I'm not an investigative journalist. But if you want to get like deep on the guy, go look at John Bravo. The guy is amazing. He's been on this guy's neck for a long time. You could watch the videos and make your own conclusion, right? But there's a lot of things that I can't even really talk about, you know, because I'll probably get kicked off of Instagram. But he's allegedly done some horrible things, right? And if you know, you can go look at Jon Bravo's YouTube. You can look at his Instagram, and you'll see a little bit more. So I got the sparring footage, okay, and I'm not gonna say how I got it. Should I?
No,
say?
You can. That's no problem. I've actually had the conversation with Ben about you know the sparring.
So you sent me the sparring footage. Yeah. So you sent me the sparring footage, and you know I'm sitting back and I'm watching it, and it what it did was it.
And there was no intention to like say, oh, we got the footage, we're gonna post it right.
No,
that wasn't the intention.
Fuck no. I sat on it for like a week. You sat on it for a week.
Yeah.
What it did was it validated what I already knew. The guy's full of shit, right? Oh, I have over 1,000 fights. I was trained with the Shaolin monks. I learned kung fu from a Chinese restaurant owner in a. Come on, guy. Like, I mean, it's just it's insane, you know. And like he would say things like, you know, I could punch through someone's head and this and that, just like insane stuff. It's not new though. You know, you could look at there's guys like Frank Dukes. You know, if you want to look at blood sport. It's
a
not
good example.
Yeah, it's not new having guys that are in bullshido, they call it. They just lie. They make up bullshit, which is easily proven, right? Like if you've had 1,000 underground fights, take a picture of one. Take a picture of one and post it, bro.
Your face would also show those fights. Your face would be scarred.
These underground fights don't exist, brother. They don't exist. Like they don't exist,
The only places that I've heard them be in is the people that I've worked with as far as security when they're in prison. That does. There are fights that happen for monetary gain between gangs.
How long have we been in the fight game, brother?
I mean, since the day I met you. I mean, you're the one that inspired me to actually get serious about fighting. So I would say what?
I've been a pro since
2007, 2008.
I've been a pro since before amateur was legalized.
Right. Before camo and all that.
I've been in the gym business. I've been training since I was 16. I've been in the gym business since 2005,
forever.
Probably. You know, like I've met everybody. Every single person that said that they came from underground fight world was a liar. Right? Because how come I've never been invited to go watch an underground fight? Where like no one ever said like, hey Thor, could you coach me? I'm gonna go fight like in the fucking underground in some like dungeon. Like they don't exist, bro. Like maybe in Mexico,
right?
You know what I mean, or something like that. Like, but and it's not a lucrative business, okay?
What's interesting now is that they're trying to like monetize this like subculture of underground fighting. You've seen the fights where these guys are like
in
masked
Russia,
up in Russia.
yeah, but it's not underground.
Right. But they're trying to give it the look of like we're fighting in cement with just some fencing up, and everyone's masked up, and even the referee's masked up, and they let you bite and claw, and so there is a part of our culture that wants to see it, but it's extremely new.
We've had no holds bars. It's not new. Like we've had Rio Heroes. We've had bare knuckle MMA. In Brazil, they've been doing it since the 60s.
Yeah, Vale Tudo.
But it's not underground. There's no reason for someone to put themselves through that kind of punishment unless it pays. The only thing that pays is views. We know this.
That's why it's called prize fighting.
That's why it's called prize fighting. And I mean, I never fought for free. My life, I never did no amateurs, nothing, because I fought to put food on my table. That's the only reason I would ever do it. I'm never gonna fight just because of like my ego. And I used to do that. Before I got into martial arts, man, I was a piece of shit. Before I found the Lord, before I got the discipline from martial arts, dude, I was I'm not a fan of the person I was before. Okay, I was a joker, you know.
And you've been baptized.
And I've been baptized, changed my life. You know what I mean? If I can influence somebody, I want them to look at Thor was a piece of crap, and now you know what? He's less of a piece of crap, right? And that was 100% Jesus. There's nothing else but that.
Yeah, agreed.
Anyway, we're talking about the footage. So sorry, I go off. I'm taking the long way there.
Yeah.
So I got this footage. And I'm sitting there, and Jared Papazian, shout out Jared, man, like he is a person that I came up with. When we were sparring, he was coming to the gym and sparring with us.
I've known him since I was 17 years old.
He's a good friend, you know, and he's been through a lot, you know. He recently lost his father, like I love the guy. And he's gonna make a comeback, right? And I know that he was gonna spar with King Azoulay, Ben Azoulay, dude. And like I knew I got the footage, you know, and you sent it to me. I looked at it. All of a sudden, like a few days later, I see this joker. He's going online and he's saying like, yeah, I fuck up UFC fighters.
I had a couple of ex-UFC fighters told me I can't fight. They came to spar me because they said, you know, you never fought, you're not a real fighter. I beat the fuck out of them. Now they're speaking differently.
Yeah, nah, bro. You would probably fuck that Jason kid up, bro.
How old is this kid?
You know, I fucked them up.
It was on the Ryan Garcia podcast.
Yeah, he's telling Ryan Garcia like they come, I beat the shit out of them. I'm like, no, you didn't, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, look, Jared hasn't sparred in probably 7 years. The guy has been drinking a lot. I'm not gonna speak on him, but he's not been doing the right things. You know what I mean? He's just been like playing golf and fucking doing real estate.
Yeah, making money and
you know,
chilling. Yeah.
So like, I knew he was gonna like spar with this guy who's like fucking all steroided out of, and he's probably been training super hard. By the way, here's another thing, okay? If you are already like trained with the Shaolin monks, half man, half god, why are you training? Right? That's a good question, isn't it? Like, why are you training? Why do you need to walk into a gym and train if you're half man, half god? If you have microfractions in your skull, that you know what I mean? Like how, you know, he calls them microfractions. I thought it said microfractures, but I don't know. You know, I've only been speaking English for 43 years. Anyway, so, you know, why train? Like he started, I knew he was full of shit when he started training for that Ali Sob guy. You know, like that guy can barely walk, dude. You know what I mean? He's fucking old. You know what I mean? He doesn't have a lot of power. I mean, look, I think he's a nice guy, literally a nice guy. But he's not a fighter either. You know, the guy had the balls to step up and fight Ben. So shout out to you.
He was
you know?
going for it.
And he does good stuff. He does good stuff for the community, which I don't see Ben doing. You know, like we have a program for underprivileged youth. We work with gang at-risk kids. They come to my gym, they train for free. Right? No one can say that I don't give back to the community. This guy's saying I want to strengthen kids and make them. How?
Right.
Can you name a thing that he's doing to make kids better?
I mean, I've had a conversation with him about what he wants to do, and just full disclosure. Yes, he did. We had this conversation about what we compared it to as far as what he did to excel in his career on social media. Lie. Yeah. Right. But that's essentially what social media is. It's a highlight reel of all the bullshit that you could possibly conjure up to make yourself look like a different person.
Okay.
That's all it is, and that's what he did. And he is trying to potentially rebrand himself so that he can.
It's impossible now. Right. I feel bad. Like, I mean, I don't feel bad, but I mean, I do, because to me, he's like, You ever seen the movie Ghost?
Yeah.
Where the guy's dead and he doesn't know it. Like he's looking at his body and then like all of a sudden they come and get him. Like, bro, like you've done, I don't know if he's had a PR person, but he's done so much and said so much that there's no one's ever gonna take you seriously now.
That's the thing, is I'm trying to look at it through the lens of like our faith, right? So no one isn't far gone to not be
saved,
redeemed.
for sure.
You can be saved,
of course,
right? No
100%.
matter what you've done, you can be saved. And what I'm hoping for Ben is that he can change. And I know
that'd be great.
How would he want to rebrand? What into what?
I think what he's trying to do is the kid thing. He wants to be able to help children in a way. That's what he's actually disclosed to me, that he wants to help underprivileged kids that either have been through the system.
Isn't he already a millionaire or something? Like, why doesn't
he could do it?
But he can't actually, because he's lying. That's true. I mean, because he lies about his money. He gets $1,000 from his mom allegedly. Like that's what this is. Okay, this is what he says. This is what when he got his divorce. This is what he's telling the government. I'm not making this up.
Right.
It's out there, you know. So yeah, he drives around in a Rolls Royce and stuff. So maybe you have a point. Maybe, because I would think he's even more of a piece of shit if he actually does have all this money saying, I'm gonna help the kids. Bro, I am not a rich guy. If you look at my bank account, like I do not have millions. I have tens of thousands, okay? I'm not a fucking rich guy, right? So I still take money out of my pocket to help this community, right? Because I don't want kids to go through what I went through when I was younger, right? And you know what I went through, you know?
For sure.
So if I was a millionaire, brother, like there, you know what I mean? Like,
eating.
Well, how much money do you need? I'm gonna make sure that my daughter and my son are taken care of.
Sure.
My wife has everything she needs to raise them, right? My house is paid off, and that's it.
Done.
I don't need more than that.
No.
So maybe you're right. Maybe the guys, but again, let's go back to what I was saying as far as like influencer, right? What are you willing to sell to become this famous person or infamous person? Do we even know the difference anymore?
He's kind of like Liver King in a way. Like Liver King has not been able to come back. I mean, as far as I know,
because all the lies.
Yeah,
you know
all the lies came out.
If he would have came out and said, "Yeah, I'm taking steroids, and this is exactly what I'm taking,"
there would have been no problem.
Right. But here's the thing:
But
there would also be no Liver King. Be like, you're just another juiced out guy. You know what I mean? And like eating testicles. I remember when I first started seeing Ben Azoulay. He was in a fucking teepee in his backyard eating like cow balls.
I remember that's the first time
rotten,
I saw him too.
Like rotten nuts because he wanted to be like the Liver King, right? Like he didn't know who he was trying to. You know, was it Andrew Tate? Was it Liver King? I don't know. So yeah, what are you willing to sell to get your name out there, to get your face out there? So what happened was, anyway, let's go. Sorry, taking the long way, right?
That's all right.
Anyway, it's all right.
Yeah.
So, you know, I got the footage and I saw that he was basically, he didn't even use Jared's full name, right? He just said, some guy, Jared, he's a good fighter.
A guy named Jared. A guy that I've known for some time. And for some reason, he's became really upset that I became extremely known and famous.
And then did an AI picture of the guy on the floor, like slumped, you know.
Like he got
knocked out.
Yeah.
And I snapped. You know, I mean, I made a video and I tagged King Azoulay in it, and I tagged the guy, and you know, I said like, bro, like stop fucking bullshitting. I genuinely just wanted an apology for Jared, because Jared right away, and you can see I have video. He says, you know, thank you for having my back. I wasn't able to defend myself because he wasn't.
Sure.
Right. So he wasn't able to say anything. So. And I'm not gonna say why, but there's reasons, right?
Yeah.
So like he wasn't able to come out and say anything. And I said like, hey bro, just apologize and take the video down and just admit that you didn't beat up Jared, you know what I mean? And he goes and he messages me back and says, I'm Ben Azoulay's assistant. And just like writes all this nonsense. Like, I'm the assistant, this guy can't talk to you on Shabbat, I'm Jonathan, his assistant. And just saying all this shit, and it's all lies, bro. And I'm like shitting on the guy. I'm like saying like, bro, stop lying to people. Stop doing this. Stop doing that. Apologize right now, and I'll take the video down. And you know what I mean? Like, you know, he's like, so finally, like he just says, I'll tell Ben. I was like, all right, bro. You know what? Fuck you. So then I make another video and I say, you know, why don't you drop the footage? I know you have it. I'm like, fuck it, I'll drop the footage. And then I dropped just him getting punched, which was to me, if you look, I only dropped in the end. Anyway, I dropped a picture of him getting punched, right? And then I said, if you want to look good, drop the footage. And he still did it.
Right.
And then I I go and I make that little clip. And it's like, yeah, it's like, to me, the most exciting parts of that fight. Because fuck that guy. You know what I mean? Like, of course, I think Jared is a better fighter. I know he is a better fighter. He's smaller. He was a 125-pound fighter when he was fighting the UFC. And he landed the best shots. Everything that Ben threw was like sloppy and fucking having the guy in the corner trying to follow up on him. Like, no one spars like that, bro. You have the guy in the corner start pounding him, you know?
Being there in person, it definitely wasn't a sparring session.
No.
Nothing about it was a sparring session. Nothing was learned. Nothing was gained out of that.
A guy like that could never be a good fighter, and the reason why is because you need to have no ego, because the only way to get good is to get beat up, right? Like, you got to go and you got to train, and there's going to be, and if you're already kicking everybody's ass, you need to go to another gym. You need to go seek people out that can fuck you up.
And I think you might know this, but for me, when I was trying to fight, I didn't have a great career. You know, I just didn't do very well when I fought, but
a weird weight class.
It was a fucked up weight class, But for me, when I would want to get better, my sparring sessions consisted of you and Eddie Mendez. Eddie, I hope you're good, man. I know you're doing a lot of cool things. Love you, buddy. But for me, I was always terrified to spar with Eddie. I'm like, dude, this is what's going to make me better.
Because if you spar with Eddie, then like I would do the same thing. I would spar with him and I'd be like, yo, I'm not worried about the guy I'm fighting now because I just got like, this guy's a fucking maniac.
I know he has the ability to put me to sleep. So if I can at least last like 3-4 rounds with this dude, I think my fight will be a little bit easier. But like you said, I don't think guys understand that that's the only way to get better.
Yeah, the way that I got into martial arts was I went to a jiu-jitsu studio, and I thought all martial arts were bullshit. I used to get into a lot of street fights. Like I said, I was, you know, a violent, ignorant kid. And my cousin started doing jiu-jitsu, and he's like, yeah, I'm doing jiu-jitsu. And I'm like, man, that shit.
I know your cousin.
Bruce.
Bruce. Yeah.
My ass is fucking some nerd shit, bro. I'm like, dude, there's no way that, you know, I'll beat the shit out of your instructor. He's like, oh, come down, you know? Because I got into a fight with a guy, they said he was a karate black belt. And I didn't know how to fight, grabbed the guy in the headlock and started fucking punching him. Jiu-jitsu and karate are two different things.
For sure.
Right? Especially like the karate black belts that you see in your high school. You know, like they turned black belt when they were like 12. Yeah. So, man, I got submitted like 14 times in 5 minutes, and I'm like, okay, I never want to feel this helpless again, and that was my beginning of my martial arts journey. I didn't start, you know, with the Shaolin monks or fucking at a Chinese restaurant. I know it's not as interesting of a story. But when I would see Ben Azoulay's footage, he's always in a gym by himself. I'm training like an animal right now. While you're sleeping in your nice warm bed, I'm training. It's like, okay, where's your sparring partner? That's not training. Hitting a bag isn't training, bro. Almost getting knocked out, bro. Us kicking each other in the jaw and being all fucked up, and afterwards like high-fiving each other, dude. All like that scene in Step Brothers where they got the ice bag on their head, you know, watching Shark Week.
100%.
That's training. Yeah. So I got the footage. I'm taking it a long way. And I shared it because I'm tired of people seeing this guy talk and being like, oh, maybe he's actually a good fighter. You know, like, no, you're not, bro. And then he messages me with his little voice message. And in the voice message, amongst a lot of things, he says, you're just mad that I cut the line.
So, and if you're looking to fight me and stuff like that, my friend, just remember, I've never had a fight in my life. And I'm getting a stage with 30,000 people in the arena and millions of viewers and on pay-per-view. I pretty much skipped the line, and that's what you're upset about. And all the rest of the fighters that...
You know what I mean? I never had a fight in my life. You want to fight me? I've never had a fight in my life, which I do, brother. You know what I mean? Like, I would totally... Not on the street. You know, I'm not an animal. I don't wish you any harm, but to show you your level...
Yeah, there's levels, yeah.
We have to
for sure. But you said I cut the line. And yeah, because I have lots of friends, bro, that have CTE, that have degenerative disc problems, that have really shortened their life expectancy to try to make a bag. And you're telling me that you went and you're gonna make $1 million or whatever. I don't think, I doubt, I don't think you're gonna make shit, to be honest with you. You're the undercard of a fucking fight that no one wants to see anyway. Right. Anyone that pays money to see you fight is retarded, bro. Spend that money on OnlyFans, brother. I mean, like,
at that point,
bro, like, you know, it's the same thing. You're watching pornography, dude. It's not skill, you know.
Which is not good, by the way.
Yeah.
No pornography.
You shouldn't.
It's not good.
It's all bad. But this is the same thing. Because what you're doing is you're watching exploitation.
Yeah.
Right? So right now we have a guy who's known for calling people the N-word on chat roulette, fighting against a guy who says horrible stuff and has maybe done horrible stuff. I don't know. It's just all negative, bro. There's nothing positive about either guy, right? And the crazy thing is that only Ben can make this gypsy guy a hero. If this gypsy guy fights anyone else, they'd be like,
whatever.
oh, I hope this guy dies. You know what I mean? But like, it's unbelievable.
I never thought of it like that, actually.
It's crazy.
It's kind of crazy.
And like how you're setting back your own people. You know what I mean? Like I feel bad, like, after I made that video, it just went completely viral. All these people started watching it. I got 1.3 million views.
Bananas, dude. In less than 48 hours, like it's insane.
Unbelievable. Johnny Bravo, he's upset that people are making footage about the video without saying all of the guy's crimes.
Sure.
Look, again, that's not my wheelhouse. I'm not an investigative journalist like Mr. Bravo is. Shout out to him for doing his thing. And if you want to, again, that's his wheelhouse. I'm more like, you're a bullshit fighter, and I know fighting. I don't know journalism. I know fighting. I can tell you straight up, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. He's been to my gym before. He walked in there. He got submitted in a wrestler cradle. Never came back. You know what I mean? Took a couple of my Muay Thai classes. Yeah. So
do you think there's, out of everything that he's done, like in social media, he gets clipped over and over again for the crazy stuff he says, right? Mm-hmm. Do you think that there is anything positive out of anything that he's done for anyone?
I'll tell you why not. I'm gonna tell you why not. Okay, and this is the problem. This is when myself, I could say, if anybody's gonna take anything from me, is that I was a huge piece of shit and now I'm less of a huge piece of shit, and it's because of Jesus Christ. That's it.
As everybody.
This guy, everything good that he says is coming from a person who never takes responsibility for his actions and is a liar, right? And a cheat.
Which as a man is probably one of the hardest things to do, is tell yourself, hey, I'm a piece of shit. And then move forward. If he was to do that and change and all that stuff and then fine, sure. But it's like, the problem is sometimes the word is perverted by the teacher. Sure.
Right?
Sure.
And good fruit can't come from a bad tree.
Absolutely.
So yeah, he's saying stuff, but it's all like, hey, be like me, I did. What do you mean be like you? You lying, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? Anybody with a brain cell knows you're lying. Hey, if you do this, you can drive. He's basically saying if you work hard like me, lying, you don't work hard. If you do this, and this, you have this. It's gifts from your parents, brother. You're giving kids a very materialistic outlook on the world. Also, you're very demeaning towards women, right? And you're giving kids an unrealistic outlook, bro. I'm never gonna drive a Rolls Royce, and if I had the money to, I wouldn't spend it on that shit.
You're not gonna buy a Rolls Royce.
What are you doing? Only a very insecure person drives that shit.
For sure.
Only a very insecure person tries to floss like that. I look beautiful in fucking the shirt from my gym. You know what I mean? I don't need to fucking floss that stuff. I don't need to wear Gucci to shine, brother. You know what I mean? So I think the message that he puts out is wrong.
So it seems like that's kind of like the decay of social media, is like people like Andrew Tate and his brother and Ben and other people. I'm not sure. I'm not too knowledgeable on other people that do this kind of content, but it seems like because society has weakened men so much that these kids that are 14, 15, and 16 are looking at these guys like, can I be that?
Yeah.
By acting that way?
And you don't want to.
No.
So again, I get the footage, I post it, all this shit happens, and the negativity that I saw, the comments that I saw, anti-Semitic,
outrageous,
just towards everything. I mean, I'm not in the video, but I'm hosting it.
Right.
I look at it every day, and I got an outlook into what this guy's life is like, and brothers, it's nasty. It's not worth it. The comments off. I'm turning the comments off. I don't want to be associated with it. It's nasty. It's toxic. And I'm even like doing this. I'm even kind of like, damn. Because here's the thing, you know, like I'm a man of my word. I said I was gonna post some grappling footage that I got, and we're gonna get into that in a second. And I'm not gonna go against it. I'm gonna post it. You're gonna see it probably better later on the edited version that's coming out on YouTube. But yeah, I turned off the comments. I made a post saying I don't support negativity and I don't support racism. Immediately I lost a whole bunch of followers, bro. They were just like, no, you know. But yeah, it's not worth it. You know what I mean? And it's just so when you see that kind of behavior, it's just
you don't want to support it.
I still think that hopefully, even if there is some non-physical way to sell your soul, like some of these social media people have done, or even if they don't know that they've done it, right? Mm-hmm. I still believe, truthfully, that if anyone that has done anything repents and comes to Christ, they can be saved.
I agree.
No matter what.
I mean,
any type of redemption that he can come, if he needs to just humble himself in some way.
Right.
But can you say Christ is Lord? You know, I don't think anyone comes to the Lord without the Holy Spirit.
That's the only way.
I don't think. We'll see. Okay.
And I pray for that on a daily.
Yeah.
I pray for that for a lot of people, and Ben in particular, because what does the Lord say? And I'm not saying he's an enemy, but it says pray for your enemies. Yeah. Why is that?
Yeah,
he's not. Pray for people that aren't doing good, right?
Vengeance is the Lord's. It's not mine. You know,
exactly.
I'm not here to like cook this guy. I'm not here to just look. There was a situation. I needed to address it because I was a part of it, and I'm just saying my point of view. You know what I mean? That's it. You can have your opinion of Ben, and that's your opinion. My opinion is I think the guy is lost. I think he wants to be famous, and he doesn't understand the difference between fame and infamy. I think, you know, like he's famous like how the 2 Girls 1 Cup people are famous. He's famous like how Bonnie Blue's famous.
Unfortunately, yeah.
You know, and there's, you know, basically it's like Daniel Bergoli, the Catch Me Outside girl. She has a $40 million mansion. If you're willing to do that, then you gotta suffer the consequences. Which is why I was kind of wondering, like, why are you mad at me? You know what I mean? You're the one that's making yourself the bad guy. Why are you mad that I'm the sheriff right now?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, who cares? Like, I didn't fucking throw you under the bus. Like, you did this all to yourself. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just shining a light on it. The whole internet's shining a light on it. Like, what you mad at me for? You know?
I'm surprised that he's even coming at you, because I feel like any publicity is good publicity for him.
For sure.
But
exactly.
You know what I mean? So he's kind of, I mean, he set this in motion.
I feel like you've actually probably boosted the
yes.
hell out of this fight.
And that's my problem. So this is where I feel bad. Now, this is where, you see where I'm saying? This is my double-edged sword.
There's a crux. Yeah.
This is where I feel like, okay, what did I just do?
Because you might have raised his platform a little bit.
For sure. Yeah. For sure. You know, and but like, who am I? I have less than 10,000 followers. You know what I mean? I'm nobody. But they're real followers. Right. I didn't buy them, you know. But yeah, I don't have a whole lot to offer as far as like promotion, I don't think. But then all of a sudden this thing did get 1.3 million views on my
Which is
page,
crazy when you think about it.
I mean, there's TV shows that don't get half that.
You just think about how many people that is in a space, like how much space you need to fill. 1.3 million people is insanity.
That's crazy.
And it's been how many? You know that repost button or whatever? It was like reposted over 2,000 times.
Yeah, for sure.
And then it's getting clipped and getting put on other people's social media. That thing spread like wildfire. So in a sense, you helped him, but you could possibly be the catalyst to help this guy change, though, too.
That's actually my question. Is like, what do we want out of this conversation? Is it just to discuss what's happened, or to maybe figure out a resolution or some sort of resolve?
Definitely the
for
resolution.
Maybe his own salvation.
I
don't know.
That's definitely the road that I'd like to be on.
It's deep, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I agree with that.
So I'll tell you straight up, like when I made when I posted the video, I was just mad. You know what I mean? I was just like, bro, like what? Like, and that's my flaw. Like, I'm not a perfect person. You know, I pray to the Lord. I go to church every Sunday and help my temper. I don't have a good temper, bro. I snap and I do things, and I try my best, you know. But like, yeah, like I just posted it. Like it was like a reflex. I was like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? And then now, you know, these kind of questions are coming up, and it's like, yeah, like, is everybody worthy of forgiveness? And I mean, yes, for sure. And begrudgingly, I'll say, okay, you're right. You know, I mean, like, who am I to say no? Because I'm not a perfect person. I've done fucking horrible things before I came to Christ. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Can you imagine if we were punished as fast as we're forgiven? Everyone would be dead right now.
Wow.
Everybody.
Very true.
Yeah. No, I mean, you got a good point. Is there any questions?
No. Everyone's just listening.
Yeah.
That's
so good. You know, yeah, I just, you know, I just, the whole influencer thing to me, man, it's just, it's, when you think of the word influence, right? It's someone leading you somewhere, and it should be a good place, you know. And I think that people that have influence do have a responsibility. And this is something that I wouldn't have said a long time ago, but I grew up without the Lord, you know.
Same.
And my influence was gangster rap music, you know, and I was going out there being violent, no respect for women, no respect for authority. You know, it's only a crime if you get caught. But deep down in my heart, I felt a certain type of way about it. I felt bad. And I just thought I was soft. And I thought I needed to, like, kill that voice so I could be a hard man, so I could be a real man, so I could be gangsta, so I could be. And really what I needed to do was listen to that voice, right? Because that voice was God trying to save me.
It's the Holy Spirit.
And then when I came to the church, I realized that. And so many times I just, you know, I think back on the person I was, and I almost like I try to block it out. You know what I mean? Like I try to I think it's giving me memory problems, bro. I mean, it could be the fighting and stuff, but I think that there's days where I'm just like, I don't want to remember my childhood. I don't want to remember who I was before I found the Lord. It's trauma. It's almost gone. But I mean, like I don't remember certain things.
That's I think that's part of the whole cleansing process of being baptized and following, because there's a difference between believing and following. Believing's easy. Anybody can believe. Following is extremely difficult.
I think I beg to differ with you on that.
What's that?
I think you're not really following unless you believe. You know, I think there's a lot of people that don't truly believe, that follow but don't believe.
Really?
Belief, I think, is the most powerful thing in the world. My pastor, his 2-year-old son passed away from a brain tumor.
Yeah.
And this guy was able to hold it together.
We spoke about that.
You know what I mean? Why? Because he believes. He doesn't hope.
Right.
He knows that his son is in a better place.
Yeah.
Belief is the hardest thing. If you can believe that there's that magic man in the sky that's going to make everything better, then there's a lot of people that don't. They do it culturally. Like, we have a big problem with people culturally religious, or and they're good people, and you know, whatever, but they don't believe. You have to actually believe, and and your belief, this is why you go to church. You have to strengthen your belief. You have to do things. You have to live the Christian life, you know? So I understand follow, you know what I mean? You know, like, following the word is one thing. And of course, you know, when you start living the wrong, there's so many Christians that they just bank on forgiveness so much. And but like, the more you sin, the harder your heart becomes. And there gets to be a point where it's like, bro, you're going to lose your connection.
Have you ever, obviously everyone has, but after you've been baptized, you recommit some of the sins that you were trying to expunge from your life. You ever feel now when you do those sins, it convicts you 10 times harder than before?
There's no more pleading ignorance.
For me, that's the following Christ part, is that you actually do feel convicted when you do something wrong. It's not like you're not going to do anything wrong after you get baptized and you start following Christ.
100%.
But there is a part of you that starts to feel bad about it. That's the difference. Like, I don't know if you guys heard I think Theo Von has had the best prayer I've ever heard in my entire life.
No, I haven't heard it.
He actually was saying, he asked God for a new story. He wanted a new life. He didn't want to be considered that guy anymore. And he even said, which is crazy, this is like such a deep thought. He said, even now as I pray to God, part of me is lying to you and knows that I'm lying to you because I'm going to go do those things again. He asked God to come into that part of his heart to fix that. Because I think everybody does that.
My prayer, I always say, you know, like, Heavenly Father, I'm an empty vessel and a living sacrifice.
Yeah.
use me to accomplish your will.
That's actually
all I want.
That's an Orthodox prayer.
Yeah,
that's not Orthodox prayer.
Literally, that's what I want, you know?
Yeah.
It's just, if you rely on me to be in charge of my own spirit, to be the arbiter, to be the moral compass. I fail.
For sure.
I fail
We all do.
100%. You know,
all
so
fall short.
I pray for that. Just Lord, please, Jesus, take the wheel seriously.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway, we'll start kind of getting to the end of this thing. I really did take the long way.
Were you said you in the beginning, you said you were going to say something that could potentially put you in the psych ward.
I think just
the general.
Okay, so basically, the spiritual battle with influencers, and where's it all coming from? Like, there's someone who's behind the scenes there's someone who started, it's so damaging to society that a thumb up and a thumb down mean the same thing.
Right.
You're getting paid, you have
Right.
the same right. So like if you want to, like I had a couple different ideas, right? Like if you want to have a good Instagram page where you get fucking paid, you could have a page where you just pick your nose and eat your boogers on live. And I think after a while,
yeah.
you probably get like 50,000
Yeah,
viewers.
the algorithm will take you up.
Or
yeah.
you could like massage your tits
Yeah.
with oil,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Or like, you know, or you could like fucking kill people,
Yeah, but
and people watch.
There was
right?
a dude eating raw chicken every day for like 150 days.
Oh
He got
my
up to
God.
like 300,000 followers.
Is he still alive?
I don't know, but people wanted to see what would happen to him, you know?
How harmful for society is this, and who's behind it?
Right.
Right? Like who's behind the algorithm? Who's behind? Okay,
I think we all know.
let's talk about this for a second. Okay, do you guys know who Jim Morrison is?
Yeah, the singer.
You guys know about the Doors,
Jim
right?
Morrison, yeah.
Have you ever heard of the Laurel Canyon music scene?
Oh yeah, just
I'm not familiar.
like just where from that era, like the 19.
So in the 1960s,
Yeah.
there was this heavily conscious movement coming out against the military-industrial complex.
Okay.
Right? The Vietnam War started.
Sure.
What is the number one thing that you think that like the Lord is probably against?
War.
Murder, death.
Violence.
Right?
Yeah.
He made you everyone in His image.
One of the
Imago
10
Dei,
commandments,
right?
yeah.
Number 5.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
the first of the mortal sins.
Yeah.
Thou shalt not kill, right? So when you create a situation where people are dying, of course the Lord is against it, right? So people came out, they started speaking out against the war, they started speaking out. All of a sudden, the Laurel Canyon music scene starts. There's a scene, it's not Nashville, it's not New York, okay? It's
Here in
Laurel
Hollywood.
Canyon, California. It's not known for their music scene, right? All of a sudden, like all these bars start popping up where people play music, and Jim Morrison comes out. Do you know who his dad is?
No.
So look up Jim Morrison's dad. Jim Morrison's dad is the guy who started the Vietnam War. I am not bullshitting. He was the rear admiral in charge of the Gulf of Tonkin, which is really what got us involved in the Vietnam War. So you got a guy, if you listen to the Doors music, it had nothing to do with like stop the war, stop the killing, peace. It was literally like fuck your mother and just nonsense. Like all of his music was do drugs and like nonsense and just be nonsensical and like just I'm a lizard king and like retarded shit. And then like all these other people came out, every single person that came, and name it, any big act that came out during that time, Laurel Canyon music scene, the Mamas and the Papas, the Birds, they were all connected to the military like their father or their mother was high-ranking members of them. Frank Zappa's dad was military intelligence. He was in charge of the MK Ultra project.
What?
Yeah, that's
no
gnarly.
way.
The CIA was the one that gave Timothy Leary and all these guys the LSD that they would go and drive
Right.
the bus around. They
Yeah.
would take it to different schools. They gave people acid. What ended up happening? Why was the hippie movement ineffective? Why did the 70s and 80s happen and the fucking military-industrial complex went like this, and the hippie movement went from being against the war movement to a bunch of drug addicts? And then let's look at hip-hop music, right? It's not just, let's look at hip-hop, right?
That was a business.
Ice
for
Cube
sure.
recently had a podcast where he said the same guys who invest in the prisons invest in the music,
Yeah.
right? And they're talking about crack cocaine. They're talking about killing each other.
Bone Thugs, right?
Bone Thugs and
Those guys
Harmony,
were the-
fucking just I remember when I was a kid, I was listening to DJ Quick, you know, and like it hit me. Like I'm like driving in my car, I was like, you know, teenage whatever, and he's like has a song about killing people, and it's like really catchy and like on the freeway, about to do a drive by, and you're like how is this
Why are
life?
you, why are you jamming out to
Like,
this? Like, you know what I mean?
And you
Like,
see what it did to the community,
Yeah.
Right? You see all the kids that were affected by it, and like you not only destigmatize murder, right? Like if I say like, yeah, he's a murderer, like yeah, the guy's going to jail forever, but there's a different like, oh yeah, that fool's hard. He committed like 7 murders.
Right.
People talk about King Von. Yeah, that fool's hard. He killed 27 people. He's
He was
like
a
the
wacko,
devil.
dude. Yeah, he was a wacko.
But how is this? How did we go? It's not okay. You know what I mean? It's not. It's like we're living in this world where like the sexuality, the violence, the criminality is applauded, and it comes from influencers. You can call them musicians. You can call it the media. You can call it whatever. Who's behind it? Who's behind it? Who's selling their soul to be a part of it?
Comment on that. Athlete, whoever's out there, if you're listening, who do you think's behind all this? You know, who do you think's doing?
I'm just gonna say the devil,
And
you
who-
could say the devil is some guy who writes songs, right? The songwriters, you know, it's very rarely these musicians.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They're never the. From my experience, it's never the musicians.
Right.
Ever. You know, they actually don't have a say. And I've worked for some people at the top of the industry. And they, like, if you were to look at social media today and you look at the people in the music industry that are at the very top, you'd be like, oh, they're all devil worshippers. If you look at social media, I can tell you from my own personal experience, they are not doing that stuff. Maybe some of the people that work for them, maybe. But them personally, no.
Remember, like little Nas X just came out and said that was all for show.
It's
All
all
the
bullshit.
devil stuff.
It's all
Like-
yeah, dude.
Like that's crazy.
It's because it causes a stir online because now it's people fighting each other, right? That's always been the play is divide and conquer. That's how they do it. That play has never changed.
That's a system of control.
It's a control system.
Yeah.
Bro. Democrat, Republican, blue, red. It's never going to change.
Just pit everybody against each other, and
That's
that's
it.
how you.
That's it.
Because when you're doing this, you can do something back here that nobody else is seeing because you got everybody riled up.
Here's a perfect example. The World Cup. What's the World Cup? It's sanitized war. That's what it is. It's country against country, right? But now we're just playfully watching soccer. No, you're not. No, you're not. At the end of the day, those countries make millions of dollars because these guys are going out to play soccer. That's essentially what war is, right? It's country versus country, and it feeds the war machine. It's the same thing. All sports are the same. Also, in my opinion, sports are all bullshit too. I think it's all scripted.
I got to a point where it's like I'm like music is bullshit. It's all bullshit.
It's all
You know what I
bullshit.
mean? Like when you really go down that rabbit hole. You know, I was at home. I just recently got over bronchitis, and like this, it just all like I'm like I was at home not working. I'm just like looking at YouTube videos and like doing some research. I read that book Chaos about the Manson family and their connection to like MK Ultra. Anyway, like I started going down like, and I realized it's all connected. There's someone who's benefiting off of, it's called controlled opposition.
Right.
Around the time where the Vietnam War happened, you had people that were anti-war. The best way to stop, the only thing that the government fears is a youth uprising.
Sure.
Right? So, boom, let's stop it. The thing that gets the youth going is the music, right? That's what influences them. Boom, let's take over the influence. Let's put in Jim Morrison. He's a very clean-cut, intelligent, good-looking guy, Rear Admiral's son. Let's like give him a storyline. Let's give him like millions of dollars to fund his shit. Boom, make that guy a superstar. Let's put in some more superstars. They're all CIA plants. Boom. Let's look at hip hop. The same thing, right? There's socially conscious music coming out of back in the 80s. You know what I mean? Like the music was like, don't do drugs. You know, don't do this, don't do that. All of a sudden,
90s.
gangster rap. Boom! Where did that come from? Look, who are the A&Rs? Who are the people that were funding that, dude?
Oh, I know who they are.
Yeah.
I've actually met some of them, which is kind of crazy.
So,
yeah.
I mean, it's. What do you think it is?
Should I say it? We're gonna
Nah.
get demonetized.
No, we're not gonna say.
We're
it.
gonna get because I actually know, but it's gonna get this thing. This
What
whole
I am
thing
gonna
will
say,
be-
let's switch topics here. So, I told y'all that he's been to my gym and trained with me, and this was before anything serious came to light. I'd never. Anyway, you know, none of the allegations came out. He was a guy that he said, I won the fight, and you know, I would like to, you know, I'm the greatest fighter in the world, but I'll come take your Muay Thai class, and you know, didn't want to pay me anything to do personal training because I'm biggest, I'll make you famous, whatever. Anyway, I don't do shit for free, by the way. I'm just telling you right now.
Yeah, please.
What was your thing back in the day?
99 cents a minute.
Yeah, that was the best thing.
Like, you got to give me at least 99 cents a minute. Anyway, so yeah, the guy fucking came to my gym a few times, and whatever. Strong guy. I don't, not a fighter, in my opinion.
Cardio.
Horrible cardio. And one of my, he's gonna come out in a second. One of my, this kid's like my little brother / son at Pugilist Gym. Dude, you took the worst fucking video, bro. You're gonna have to explain why you took the video like that. But he took a video of this kid, like he grappled with my boy Tom, right? And Tom's super out of shape, and Tom puts him in a wrestler cradle, and you're gonna see it. We're gonna show it to you. Puts him in a wrestler cradle and makes the guy tap out. And then he never came back to my gym. He never really talked to me again. And in fact, another reason why I'm like, fuck this guy is because he straight up like told one of my students that I'm a clown behind my back. You know what I mean? I'm a clown? All right, anyway.
Right.
So let's go, without any further ado, let's bring out Parsa Mohammedzadeh, everybody. Round of applause.
What up,
For Parsa.
Parsamo.
My guy.
So, do you have your phone out?
Yeah. I'll show it.
Do you have the video?
Yeah, I have it.
Is there a way that you could like
What is
put
this?
the Instagram live, like you could watch his screen with that phone? And we're gonna show it in a way better way.
You want me to grab the phone? I'll grab it so you don't have to disconnect from the thing.
That's good. Yeah, stay in, it's fine. Yeah, it's all good. So maybe that'll work. I don't know. But anyway, like later on the YouTube, we're gonna show you guys the actual footage in a very nice
show
way.
it?
Yeah, go ahead.
That's him on the ground right there.
That guy looks like he trained with the Special Forces for sure. The way his feet are in the air right there, no leverage. That's awesome. I don't know what he's doing right there. And he tapped
just
out.
tapped.
Nice. Think about your life. Never came back to my gym. Anyway. Guys, real quick, shout out to Raptor Supplements and Rush, which is energized honey. It gives you, it's all natural ingredients, gives you a good boost. I use it every day. It's fantastic stuff. And shout out to Shrimp versus Chef. Shrimp versus Chef. If you are a member of Pugilist Gym, you get 20% off. Just name drop. Hey, I'm a member of Pugilist Gym. You get 20% off there. It's fantastic food. Parsa, what's up with that? Your filming skills, bro? What the hell was that, dude?
I don't know. I was just like.
You're trying to be sneaky.
I was just trying to be sneaky. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, okay, this guy's famous. This kid maybe one day, come in our favor.
Yeah.
And one.
Well, it actually worked out.
I was like, hold on, because we were all done training, and like we were cleaning up the gym, like we were just all talking, and then Tom, at the moment was training at Pugilist, like he was teaching, and he was just like standing around talking to Ben Azoulay, and then he was talking to Ben Azoulay, and then Ben was like, oh yeah, he's like, I'm the strongest guy in the world. Like I do jiu-jitsu. He's like, no one can like hold me down. Like they've always tried black belts, like nothing. And then like, Tom was like, oh, that's cool. He's like, oh, you wanna he's like, you wanna go grapple right now? And then he's like, yeah, let's go. He's like, I wanna see how good you are. Like that's what Ben said to Tom.
Oh, yeah.
And then they start wrestling, and then boom, Tom takes him down. And then like he's like, oh wow. And then like they go again, and then the next time he puts him in the cradle, and then like he taps, and then like he just stood really quiet, and then
I never came back.
never came back again.
I never came back again.
Yeah, never came back again.
So, basically, I just want to say, like, don't cut the line. Don't be that guy, because you might think that it's okay, but, this is a really dangerous sport that we play, and the guys that fight deserve respect, because they actually sacrifice a lot, they hurt themselves, there's scars you don't see. And it's a really dangerous sport that they do, and you should respect them more. And lying about it and getting paid off of your lies, and you should actually feel really bad that there are guys that are never going to get the paycheck that you got. I know you think that that's cool. It's not cool, bro. You know what I mean? There's guys like Jared Papazian actually deserves way more than you deserve, because if you've ever seen Jared Papazian's fights, he's taken a lot of punches, bro, a lot of damage. He was known as that kind of fighter. And for people's entertainment, and for you to come out here and just lie, it pisses us off. Yeah. So, I'm sorry I reacted the way that I did. It's not very Christ-like. It's not super Christian, and I'm working on it. But yeah, bro, like you're in the wrong for that. Yeah. So, is there anything else you guys want to talk about?
So you got stuff coming up?
Yes, I got an international tournament in 2 weeks. Oxnard Pal.
Future of boxing.
Check this kid out right here. Check him out.
Yes, sir.
Also, guys, the UFC's coming out with the fight pretty soon.
That was a good fight.
Yeah.
What is it? What's the fight?
Do you have the?
Yeah, I do.
Gary and
Islam Makhachev. Yeah.
That's happening in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Hey, let's start with the prelims real quick. Not the prelims. Don't go to the main card. I don't want to talk about the prelims.
Main card.
Who's the first fight on the main card?
Grasso versus Blanchfield.
Who you got?
I'm going to revert to.
Who you got?
So I never bet on female fights ever since Rose Namajunas fought Esparza, and just. I never bet. I always take the underdog. So whoever the underdog is, if I have to put money, I'll bet on them if they're large underdog. With women, it's too much. They're. I'm not. There's a lot going on with women. Who do you got?
I don't comment on the women ones because I'm not too familiar with them.
Yeah,
to be
me
honest.
neither.
I wouldn't know.
I love Alexa Grasso. She's great.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But what's the next?
And then we got
one?
Piper versus Fernandez, middleweight bout.
Oh, that's Fluffy versus Joe Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
I'm taking Pfeiffer on that one.
Me too.
I'm gonna take Fluffy on that one. Hernandez.
Ooh, this is a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Brady versus Page.
Yeah,
Oof.
Ben and Page.
That's
It's
a
gonna
good-
be nuts.
I got Brady. Good wrestling.
You got Brady on that one?
Wrestling. Take him now.
Okay, so I'm gonna take MVP, and this is why. Right. Here's the thing. There's something to be. The easiest path to victory normally wins the fight, right? So normally I always go to a grappler, but the thing is, MVP it's so hard to get in on him, and to win that fight you have to. MVP knows what you're gonna do, Brady. You know what you have to do, right? He's gonna stand there. He knows you're gonna try to close the distance, and the firepower that MVP has, and he made a career off of this. Flying knees and spinning shit that will turn your lights out. It's just like everybody knows what Brady's gonna do. It's hard to tell exactly what MVP's gonna do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's
true.
like you have to close that distance, and I think on his way in he's gonna get caught with something and get put to sleep, dude. I really do.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to take MVP on that one. If he can execute the wrestling, if Brady,
Yeah.
if he can execute the wrestling, maybe put him up against the cage. I could see that, but good luck.
I don't know. MVP's kind of different, bro, right now.
Yeah.
And I think he's actually has a resurgence. Like he's
I could see that.
kind of that
Yeah.
guy right now. And I think Brady lost not his last fight, but the one before that.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Co-main event. This is good. Peter Yan versus Merab Dawashvili.
Man, these are two of my favorite fighters. Like right now, these are my two guys.
What a crazy fight again.
What a crazy fight.
Because they just both keep getting better and better.
Yeah. Okay, here's my thing. This is why I'm going to go with Jan.
Oh shit! I didn't think you were gonna
Unless
say that.
Divashvili had a reason for why he lost his last fight.
I think he was overtrained, maybe. his
If he
body.
says overtrained, if he says because it didn't really look like he gassed out, like he was doing his game plan, he was just getting effed up doing his game plan.
Yeah.
So Jan just kind of like figured out how to beat up that wrestling puzzle and kind of just beat him up.
Yeah.
So, because Divashvili, I mean, he's going to show the same exact game. So unless he was like, yeah, I was deathly sick and I had no power, but I think I'm going to go with Jan on that one.
What you got?
I don't know. Merab, I think Merab
I'm
should.
gonna take Merab too.
Yeah, I got Merab.
Yeah. I don't know. There's
Yeah.
something about that guy, man. He's
I
just
love
such a
him.
freak.
Did you see him not tapping out, submitting Henry, not submitting, teching Henry Cejudo
Yeah.
in
I
RAF.
didn't see that. I didn't see
Dude,
it.
he
Oh
was-
no, I did.
He was down.
I did.
He was down
Yeah.
points, and then he came back and just like it
I
was
saw the
unbelievable.
highlight of that.
Yeah.
Main event: Islam Makhachev versus Ian Machado Gary.
I think Islam's gonna smoke him, dude.
Dude,
gonna
imagine the
smoke him.
underdog. Ian Gary just.
If I was a betting man, I think I would just take the money line on all day long on Ian, because he's just, if you win, you're banking. But I think
Yeah, Islam's.
I mean, like the way I try to do it is I try to do it like I try to take the betting aspect out of it. You know, like honestly, if I'm sitting there and I'm on my bookie and I like, boom,
Yeah.
I have everything like in my checkout. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, if I put, you know, $100, I'm like, boom, 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 like, damn, that's, you know, that's 5 racks right there. Like I'm going with that.
Yeah.
But a lot of times you have to understand it. It's a money line for a reason, and a lot of times you're just throwing your money away.
Right.
You know, unless you know something. Like I look at it like he doesn't have any of the tools to beat Makhachev. Like he shouldn't. On paper, he really shouldn't.
Yeah.
He should get outpowered, taken down. Like he's not that much better than Dustin Poirier. Like he's
Sure.
not that much better. You know what I mean? Like he's okay. You know, like he got past Shavkat. You know what I mean? But look, here's the thing. It's fighting. Having an undefeated. He's not undefeated either. Like Makhachev has lost before.
yeah.
But you know, being as dominant as he's been, you're supposed to lose every once in a while. Also, you know, sometimes funny stuff happens in fighting where you're like, did they, you know,
Right.
you know what I mean?
You think it's cooked up? You think it could be cooked up?
Sometimes, you know, they changed. It's TKO, right? So the
Right.
UFC is owned by TKO, which is Sports Entertainment, right? So even if it did turn out that these guys were like throwing fights, I don't think anybody's going to jail for that, right? I don't know. I mean, that's
Well,
I don't want to
I
give
have,
a
I have an
defamation.
opinion on that.
Allegedly, supposedly.
Supposedly.
I don't even want to mention. There's a new betting site, starts with a K. You know, familiar?
No.
Yeah. I just didn't want to say it out loud because I don't want this fool to get sued. I don't want to get sued.
Yeah.
But
Allegedly, supposedly,
Allegedly.
you don't get sued.
Yo, allegedly.
Allegedly,
They're called
supposedly.
allegations.
I, you know, with that site, you can kind of bet on everything. You could bet on the weather being over
Yeah.
under 85 degrees, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, you could bet on anything,
Right.
right? All of those
Caution.
things. Yeah.
Allegedly.
It's
Allegedly.
allegedly. All of those things it's all inside information. Not obviously not the weather, but like politicians,
I know.
Well,
sports. It's all insider.
So this is okay, but this is exactly why when people tell me that things are crooked, I say the only thing that keeps things from being fixed is what?
Wow.
Money lines. So if I know that you're gonna go down, like you know you're like, hey bro, I'm gonna go down in the
right,
third.
right.
You tell me, but I tell Parsa. Because
Right.
that's how people are, bro.
Sure.
So inside information, and we're all greedy, bro. If I have information that you're going down in the third, guess what? I'm
wanna
betting
hook
you
him, right.
in my parlay. I'm betting you straight up. I'm betting you by submission. I'm betting you. And then all of a sudden, Vegas looks at this thing like, why are all these guys? That guy just bet $5 million. This guy bet this many million.
Right.
This guy bet. All of a sudden, the money line starts changing. The FBI gets involved. So that's the only reason why I think gambling is the only thing that keeps it honest, if that makes sense. You know, otherwise, like for sure, you know, because Vegas doesn't want to lose a whole bunch of money. They're like, if you got some information, we need to know first,
Sure.
not last.
Sure.
You know, and yeah, so that's because it's happened a few times. You know,
Oh, 100%.
what
Didn't
was
the
it?
UFC
James
just have?
Krause.
Yeah.
It happened with Krause. And
Yeah.
that guy, bro, he lost everything based off that. They want to put him in. They want to put him under the jail. Like they really, dude.
Look at the NBA, like the referees, right? Mm-hmm. There was a huge sting operation for poker games. I was the guy supplying the guards to those poker games for these NBA players and stuff. The tables were rigged. Like they had the ability to see what cards were where, and they were tipping off certain poker players so that they can win and kick back the house.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I've had situations where I played at like home games and stuff where I'm like, I don't want to go there anymore. Like
No.
I remember like I had this one when I was young, home game in the Valley, and I'm like, bro, like these two guys were just winning everything, and they were like, yeah, you know, and I'm just like, okay, I'm like, I don't know how they're cheating, but I know they're cheating.
Let me
bro.
get out of here?
Yeah,
Yeah,
let me
yeah.
get out of here. You know, like it happens, dude. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's the only thing that keeps it honest.
Don't gamble.
Don't
gamble.
If you want to just, that's another problem. I think so. You know, back on the influencer thing, it's really hard to make a living right now, and you know that's why I don't know. You know, I have to just think about it. Like, is it worth it at the end of the day? Like trying to grow your engagement, but you know, we got our gym opening up.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and of course I need, you know, for my family, my kids, for you, for everybody, we need to make sure that this gym is successful, right? And you know, I want people to come. I want people to train. It's gonna be an amazing location, 5,000 square feet at the mall.
Wow.
You know, so
Wow.
it's gonna be great. But you know, it's hard, bro.
Of course. If you are a small business in California, good luck.
Yeah,
Because
unbelievable.
the city and the county make it very difficult. If you guys are outside of California, thinking about moving into California, thinking you're going to start a business, be very careful. Do your research before you do it, because I own 2 businesses, and one I own with Thor, this gym, has become a very volatile situation. You have to really look, we're not a Starbucks, we're not a McDonald's. If you are a big franchise like that, you got deep pockets, you can sit on a property for a year and 2 years.
Yeah,
Sure.
But when you're a small mom and pop and you're trying to figure out like, oh, we're not only taking on 2 properties at the same time, but now you also have to balance construction, demo,
I don't
contractors.
think we would have done it
Yeah.
if we knew how hard it was, you know, because I mean, we're both, I think, I mean, I recently checked my blood pressure, you know, it's not the peptides, it's not, bro, it's like I'm dying, dude.
He knows.
You know?
He knows I had a strange hives issue.
Yeah.
I was itching. I think it was stress induced
Well,
because of all this shit.
I think we've all actually kind of been there. I mean, you'll get there one day, but I think we've all been there. Like in my career, I got to the point where I almost died from sleep deprivation because of the amount of hours I was putting in. Well, yeah, that didn't help.
You don't get this big with doing that.
But that didn't help.
That's cap, yeah.
But I think all of us as men are trying to support our families, and we'll kind of
100%.
we'll do anything it takes.
But will we do anything? So that was what I was talking about. So will we do anything?
I guess
right?
within the realm of our faith now,
Yeah.
especially now.
Especially now. And I think, you know, when it comes to the guy, we all know who we're talking about. You know, I think if this guy was to take a look in the mirror and maybe get really close with his Lord, you know,
I really hope so.
maybe that would change, you know. But as far as what we're going through, you know, like they raised our rent at the gym that we were at the location we're at now, 112%, bro.
How is that?
Closer to 120%,
How is that a thing,
Yeah.
though? Like, how is that
We
possible?
didn't
So the property management company that we were working with,
Yeah.
they didn't give us an option to renew. When you're not given an option to renew, you're basically, when it's time to renew your lease, you're starting at zero.
they say market value.
Rates.
So they
That's
could
right.
just say whatever price they want.
And that's kind of how this started. It's funny because Thor and I were looking at a couple of vacancies around us. We thought, hey, why don't we just expand and move a certain
So we have like a unit next to us, break the wall down kind of thing, you know?
And so they basically told us, okay, that one's going to be, I don't know, $3,000. That one over there, $4,000. We're like, okay, cool. We said, let's put a pin in that. So we're like, we'll go back to it later. So a few months, maybe a year passed by, and then we come back to, we're like, hey, we're interested in taking those units again. And they're like, oh, well, we now are owned by Blackstone. So
crazy.
Blackstone,
That's
if you all
crazy.
know, is a huge super conglomerate, whatever, portfolio, whatever.
Allegedly, I think they work for Satan.
So, allegedly, that's what we heard.
I think
And
it's all
so,
connected.
and they said, okay, it's no longer 3 and 4. It's now going to be 7,000 and 9,000. I said, what? And we're like,
They tripled you guys within one
Well, by the way,
statement?
those were the vacancies that we didn't even we were just interested in looking at.
Yeah.
So I said, hold on a second. Well, what does this mean for our lease is up next year?
Yeah.
How is this going to affect
We were
us?
thinking about opening a pop-up in Vegas. We're like,
That's
we're like
actually
doing
a great
well.
idea.
You know,
That's a
it's
great
idea.
That's definitely
for sure.
gonna
But I
happen.
mean, like,
That's a
dude,
great idea.
You know,
Yeah.
thank God we didn't, bro.
That's right. So then we were kind of like, okay, and I was negotiating. They would counter. I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead. They basically told us it's going to be 120% over what we're normally paying. And at that point, we were kind of like, okay, let's figure out how we can work together on this.
Yeah.
There was no negotiation. They would much rather sit on a property that was probably going to lose money for them because there's nobody. You're not going to be able to get anybody to come in to space. Also, like everything that happens whenever you're taking on a particular type of property as a tenant, If you are same use, meaning retail to retail, you basically walk right in. But if you're changing the use from, let's say, retail to a gym or gym to retail, that's when the city needs to get involved and they need to change everything. Occupancy levels have to be changed, all kinds of weird shit.
You have to go through so much crap.
So then Thor and I, we start looking around. We saw this one space we got approved for, which was really tiny. We're like, we're gonna have to
it was
sacrifice
really sad because I was like, you know, my thing is I always want to give my clients, my customers, my gym family, my members, everything. You know what I mean? I want them to have the most. And
Best
I'm like,
experience.
because they support me so much.
Right.
And I'm going to give them something that I know is not as good now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was just like, and I prayed on it. I prayed on it so much. He prayed on it so much. And I was like, it's like, Lord, if this is your will, this is your will. You know, like maybe this is temporary because we're moving into like, it was about to be like a shithole, bro. You know
It
what
was
I mean?
actually, we're from 2,500 square feet, we're going down to like 1,900 square
The
feet.
floor was uneven, bro. It was,
sad.
it was next to a Domino's pizza, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
And I think I can safely speak for you when we say like not only our gym members, but the kids program, the at-risk youth program that we have. Like, it's really difficult to fit in not just our for-profit, business model, but also the stuff that it's our charitable work.
Yeah.
How do we balance all those things out in a really tiny space? And so we just, as a fluke, maybe God's miracle, for sure I know it's God's miracle, that we just called on a whim the Oaks Mall.
So
and
cool.
they said, open arms, come on over.
Wow.
And they worked with us, and yes, amen. So thank you so much to Stockdale Capital, that's the company that owns
they do not work for Satan.
and they got a lot of cool things coming to that mall. They are trying to revitalize this.
The community is, stoked about it. All the kids are stoked, and it's amazing.
We got our permits.
But it's been
We're ready to
super. This has also been hard. But the crazy thing, and this is why we talk about, like, if you're coming to California, bro, just be careful, because we thought that we were like, I thought someone was attacking me. I'm like, because it was always a new step. Like, well, did you do this? Did you do this? And I'm like, okay, is there someone behind the scenes that is like this Thor guy? Because I thought I made nothing but friends out here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it got to the point where someone told us, they're like, bro, this is actually the fastest we've ever seen something move through Thousand Oaks, and it's like a lot of people are fans of you guys and the stuff you do with the community, and they want to see this come to the mall quickly, And
It really comes down to, sadly, and I'm born and raised California. We're all born and raised California. I'm a Valley kid. We're all Valley kids. Yeah. And I love this state, but sometimes, Jesus, it really pisses me off because there's all this red tape.
Yeah.
You gotta jump through crazy amounts of hoops to kind of, start a business or run it, so.
Well, the American dream changed, man. The American dream used
really
to be
has,
like, I'm gonna open a business, I'm gonna have something that the community needs. There's a want in the community, I'm gonna fill that want, and by doing that, I'm gonna feed my family, support my family. American dream. Now the American dream is become an influencer.
That's it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, show your butt and your
that is
butthole
so sad,
and make some money, and it's sad.
It's horribly sad.
Who's behind it? Yeah. Let's not say.
Let's not say.
By the way, I'm going to edit out Blackstone. Allegedly, Blackstone.
Allegedly.
yeah.
Who's behind Blackstone?
Allegedly.
Who knows? But the good thing is, permits are in hand. We start all the groundwork and changing out the new location in weeks. So hopefully by September, we will be up and running in the new location. So we hope everybody comes and supports us. And
I'm having a belt promotion.
Yes.
I'm going to give out a couple belts.
Do you have any juice boxes in here? No juice boxes? No juice boxes?
Here, you can have one more.
No, I'm okay. I just juice boxes were particularly.
But yeah. So the good thing is, we're happy that everything's now moving. So we're excited.
Yeah, everything's
Well, God's never early or rarely early, but He's always on time.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Actually,
when we were opening up the gym, our current location, I straight up told Thor, I was like, there were things that I'd be like, I'm stressing out about this or that or whatever, and he said, we just got to pray on it. Yeah. And I'm not kidding you. It was the first time I'd ever seen this before, and I asked him afterward. It's the next morning, somebody would call. And they'd come in clutch. Hey, you know what? By the way, we can do this, that, or the other. And it was what I had just told Thor. And Thor didn't make any phone calls. I mean, maybe to God. But that was, and then all of a sudden, I was like, holy, and it happened like that every day.
You just can't worry, bro.
That's right.
What
Like,
a
you
cool
just
thing
can't
for you to
worry.
do, though, because I've known you forever. What a cool thing for you to say that's your go-to now. Let's pray.
That's it.
That's
Because
the-
what?
that's
Because
the
really, like,
most amazing.
I
thing
asked her, I was
ever.
like, does this normally happen?
Yeah.
Like, and you're like,
That's amazing, dude.
well, yeah, but because we're living in the most religious time ever, right?
Oh yeah.
right.
You know what I mean? Every single person has their own religion. You know, do they follow mine? Do they follow the Lord? No, they don't. You know, they follow whatever. But a lot of times what they do is they put themselves as their own God, you know, and then they worry and then they stress and then they, like, yeah, of course, you know, I worry just like everybody would be crazy not to, but to an extent that I'm like, I know that whatever happens, God's in control. And I wish for a good outcome, but look, Jesus isn't just the God of winning football games and everything good happening in your life. You know, you also have to praise him when horrible things happen too.
That's
you know?
very true.
And sometimes stress comes from, like, I don't know what God's will is. I don't know where I'm going to be afterwards, but you know, I know at the end it's going to be okay. And if it's not okay, it's not the end.
sometimes it's maybe God's way of challenging us. Like, hey, I just want to see what you guys are made of.
Yeah, let's see what you really get.
like,
Exactly.
Yeah, are you still gonna be behind me when I like?
It's easy
when
to
things
love
go
me.
sideways.
Yeah, it's easy to love me when everyone loves me and I'm doing so great. You know, everything. Yeah, it's easy to love me when, like, look at Job. You know, the book of Job. You know, it was easy for Job to love the Lord when his life was great.
Yeah.
You know, it was harder when it wasn't.
Look up what happened to the disciples if you're interested. If you want to follow Christ, look what happened to these guys while they were following Christ and before and after he ascended back into heaven. Look what they had to go through.
Yeah.
They were all jailed. They were all tortured. Peter was hung upside down on a cross and crucified, right? It's crazy.
And this is all well documented stuff. Is just as
Right.
documented as Julius Caesar being alive.
Right,
Right.
right.
Is the things that happened to the apostles. Right.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Nobody dies for a lie.
Never.
Right? If I was telling everybody I'm the Messiah and then I died and stayed dead, I'm pretty sure all of my cult members would be like, all right, you know what? Let's
ya.
go. I guess, you know, we were wrong. Let's go back home.
Let's go
right?
back to fishing. Right.
Those
right, right.
12, you know what they did? They took over the Roman Empire.
Yeah. It's crazy,
How do you go
dude.
from
It's
12
crazy.
men to running the Roman Empire,
Right.
bro?
You converted the largest kingdom in
You don't
history.
do that with lies. You do that with truth.
Yeah.
What wins is truth. What wins is light. What wins is power. You know what I mean? This is divine intervention. Men couldn't do what they did.
Absolutely not.
You know what I mean? Like, so, yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway, on that note, is there anything that we missed?
No. Jesus loves you.
Jesus loves you guys.
Jesus loves you.
Jesus loves
You know, don't be influenced by anything but the Lord. God bless you, and see you next time.